Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, April, aka your cosmic homegirl, and I'm gonna give you a general overview of March 2018 and what to expect. Oh my gosh, I haven't done any type of like real horoscope, like monthly horoscope videos on this channel in like so long. But this isn't for every single sign individually. This is just an overview of how the month is gonna go and letting you guys know what transits are happening, aka planetary activities. We do have a lot happening in the sign of Aries this month. We're still continuing some of Pisces season, and then we're easing on into Aries. Actually, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. It says Savage. And it's all in red too, because Aries is ruled by Mars, the red planet. The color that rules Aries is red. Aries is like super savage, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm representing Aries season with this shirt. This month for Aries season, you know, Aries is the sign of the I am, of the me, myself, my identity. So I'm having a sale this month on my natal chart readings. So if you've never had your chart read, I'm talking about like just your basic chart reading. Yeah, you can find interpretations online for free and everything, but I am an intuitive astrologer. That means that I actually really tap into your energy intuitively when I read your chart. So if you would like me to dissect and break down your birth chart and tell you what it says about you and your personality, then go to my website, which is indigomoonastrology.com. It should be below the video, and also maybe in the little button in the corner too, if you would like a birth chart reading. They're on sale this month, so go check them out. You know what, I also painted my nails red too, to rep for the Aries season ruled by Mars, and also for my fellow makeup lovers out there. I want to show you guys this lip color that I bought, this liquid lip color. It's one of the melted matte colors from Too Faced. It's called Naughty by Nature. Okay, so you guys know I'm a hip hop fan, right? And Naughty by Nature, I was actually jamming to Naughty by Nature, the song Feel Me Flow, like from back in the 90s when I was on my way to get some makeup, and then I found this color and it was named Naughty by Nature. Like, hello, it's like calling out to me. And this color is like so 90s, like a brown, dark brown color. I probably haven't worn a color like this since the 90s, so I'm super hyped about this color. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So anyway, on to the forecast for the month. What's going on in March? Well, I am doing this a little late due to some family issues that I posted about on my Instagram and my Facebook. And thank you guys for reaching out to me with some kind words regarding all that stuff too, for those who have. But we did have a full moon in Virgo on March 1st. On March 1st, there was a full moon at 11 degrees of Virgo. And what happens when there's a full moon? The moon and the sun are in opposite signs. Okay, so that means they're like directly opposing one another. And that's why the moon is so illuminated and like hella huge, right? So it's in opposing signs, which is the moon was in Virgo and the sun was in Pisces, along with Mercury, Venus, Neptune, Chiron, all that stuff lined up in Pisces. What did that full moon bring to us? Since it's already occurred, you guys let me know down in the comments what it brought to you as far as in your personal life. Anything like that occurred that was a significant life change or event. Anything Virgo related. Virgo rules health, Virgo rules work, it rules the job that you do, it rules the day-to-day routines that you have to take care of yourself. So yeah, was anything Virgo related brought up for you? I know that Rick Ross, the rapper Rick Ross, was in the news right around the full moon in Virgo because he was hospitalized with some health problems, and Virgo does rule health. I don't know, you know what, I didn't even look up Rick Ross's sign or his chart or anything, but I just know that that health issue was brought up, and yeah, it was around the full moon. Since this has been Pisces season, you know, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Pisces rules kind of being in la la land. Pisces rules deception, unfortunately, like deception, being fooled, easily having like the wool pull over your eyes, being in a fog, like all that is Pisces. Wanting to just float in your own zone is Pisces, and sometimes wanting to just see people for not for who they really are, but like your ideal vision of them, you know, like idealizing people, fantasizing about people, making them out to be something that they're not, you know, like all great when really they're like a really crappy person. That type of thing is Pisces. Also, you know what I've noticed during Pisces season is a lot of people getting robbed and scammed and deceived and identity theft. Oh my goodness, it's been crazy with that. People being lied to, you know, and of course, there will be people say, that stuff happens all the time. Yeah, okay, we know it happens all the time. But during Pisces season, there's a spike in it, okay? Yeah, especially with people being robbed, people having their information stolen. Like, it just gets crazy around that time, because Pisces is about boundaries being dissolved. And that can be the boundaries between yourself and other people. People who tap into the Pisces energy in a negative way, they don't see any boundaries between themselves and maybe other people's property. Okay, yeah, OPP, literally. Like, that can mean somebody's property, like their physical, like material items, or it can mean, you know, if they consider their significant other their property. Pisces can be very deceiving energy, to where some people are just like, oh, that's what I want and I'm just gonna go after it. Like, boundaries, what are those? Like, who cares about those? Who cares about labels, or who cares about rules that have been laid down? Who cares about any of that stuff? Pisces energy, it rules like spirits and stuff. And you know how they show, especially like on TV and movies, like spirits like floating through the walls and stuff, like, woo, you know, they can just go through the walls. Well, Pisces rules that. And here on earth, in real, like in the physical realm, a lot of Pisces people, they feel like that's what they can do. It's just kind of float, you know, between the walls. Like, there's no wall there, there's no boundary. They can just do whatever they want. And yeah, that has its benefits, but it also has its downside, which is, unfortunately, the things that I mentioned. You know, people robbing, thieving, lying, deceiving. Hey, I made up some rhymes there. But yeah, all of that stuff is the negative, dark side of Pisces. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of that in the air. And yeah, people being fooled, people just thinking that somebody is like, oh, they're just so great, they're so amazing. I hate that word. Amazing and awesome. But then here comes this Virgo full moon. Virgo is about reality. Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, so it's about reality and cold, hard facts. Everybody that I know that's a Virgo, anywhere in their chart, they're like, I need the facts. I used to work at a corporate job, and my boss was a Virgo with a Capricorn moon. He would always say that all the time. I need the facts. I need the facts. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, my Pisces moon is so irritated right now. Because he's like so about the facts. And I get it. Yeah, we do need the facts. We do need the truth, you know. So this full moon, it could have been a shattering of illusions that some people have had towards anyone or anything in life, you know. And also this moon, it kind of made a square aspect. Yeah, it did make a square aspect to Mars and Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is about the truth too. It's about the blunt truth, you know, and opinions, being highly opinionated and really sticking to what you believe in and your opinions, and being like passionate about your opinions and your beliefs and stuff. So with the moon making a square to that, yeah, there was definitely some challenges there to like make some breakthroughs for people to see the truth, you know, especially because Neptune was involved here, and Neptune is that planet that's like a fog machine, you know. So anyhow, yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know how the full moon in Virgo treated you guys. What did it bring to light? What did it bring to the surface for you? You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't do a video by sign, unfortunately, and it'll be like, this video will be like hella long if I do it by sign for every single placement. So I'm not gonna do that. Next up, on the 6th of March, this is when Mercury and Venus both go into Aries. So they've been in Pisces since February, and yeah, it's been, you know, it's been an up and down wave. I mean, Pisces rules the oceans. It's a water sign, so it's been like waves up and down with a lot of people, with being like super like emotional, you know, emotional in good and bad ways. People being much more poetic, people being much more in tune with music. I've noticed that people that I follow on social media, they're like showing more like snaps or videos or posts about music, listening to music, singing along and all that stuff. Especially a lot of my favorite artists that are Pisces themselves, especially Pisces moons, because The moon is your emotional inner self, and it's what makes you feel like fulfilled and secure and all that stuff. The moon can rule that. So yeah, I noticed some Pisces moon artists like posting a lot of stuff about music. Kaylani is one of them. She's a Pisces moon. Oh, and poetry. Pisces rules poetry. So a lot of people have been more in touch with like poetry, and it could be like more than just like, oh, you're reading poems online. It could be like, oh, I really wish that I had somebody to read poems to me, or to like write a poem about me or something. Yo, like to have somebody like that every day would be really super dope. So shout out to all the poets in the house, man, if anybody's watching that does poetry. But Janae Aiko, she's a Pisces sun and moon, and she put out her poetry book, which is called Two Fishes. I mean, hello, Pisces, like total uber Pisces stuff. That was Pisces. That was Mercury and Venus in Pisces. It was the time to be very creative, much more creative than usual. For a lot of people, especially the water signs, like super extra emotional. Oh my gosh, I know I was. Pisces is my moon sign. The moon rules family. I have Pisces in part of my 4th house as well. So yo, like I was like super mad emotional about family stuff. Yes, in tune with music and all that stuff too. But now anyhow, we're moving into Aries season, starting with Mercury and Venus moving into Aries on the 6th of March. So it's time for people to get out of their feelings and get more charged, super like charged and active, and wanting to just say, okay, no crying, just shut up and just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You just go out there and you just do it. Like that's totally Aries right there. Aries, like I said, savage, man. Aries is savage. Like Aries is a fire sign. It's ruled by Mars, so it's action oriented, and it's all about full speed ahead. Like it's the ram, so it's the horns, you know, pointing at where it wants to go, just putting its head down and like running full speed ahead of things. So our speech, which is Mercury, can be a little bit more charged like that, like more blunt and not really thinking first before saying things. How we enjoy ourselves, how we enjoy the company of other people, which is Venus, is in Aries. So you know what I think of when I think of Aries energy, like especially Venus there, I think of enjoying things like cars. I know a few people who have Aries planets who really love cars, like working on cars and fixing them up. Male or female, doesn't matter. They really love cars, especially fast cars. Aries is a very fast energy, you know. They like sports, like a lot. Like Aries, you know, Mars is action and sports is action. So yeah, and you know, this is the spring. So there's probably some sports that are starting in the beginning. Look, I'm not a sports fan, so forgive me if I get this stuff wrong, okay? Like me no speaky sports, but I know I've heard of like spring training. I've heard that term thrown around, so I'm pretty sure there's like, it's the spring, there's some sporty stuff happening, okay? That's that's the best I could do with that. I'm an astrologer and an artsy hippie. I don't know much about it, but I know that Aries is one of the energies that rules sports and getting very active, super active. Aries is an aggressive energy, so you may notice people speaking in a more aggressive tone, although Venus softens things. You know, Venus is all about just getting along with people, being peaceful and harmonious and stuff. So because of that, Venus in Aries along with Mercury, she may stop Mercury sometimes from being a little too savage with his words, like, you know, or it may be that people get really heated really fast, say some stuff that they don't really mean, you know, or they mean it only in the moment, and then a second later being like, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, you know, say that or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, Charlie Murphy, I was having too much fun. You want to smoke with your old boy Rick James? People can have like some moments like that of very like hot, really fast, and then fizzling out of their anger. Mercury and Venus together in Aries. Yeah, people may be driving. Oh snap, baby girl fell. Okay, I'll pick her up later. You may notice people driving faster, speaking faster, loud. Aries energy is loud. So people may be like laughing louder around you and just being loud. I used to work with this lady who had Mercury and Aries in the 1st house. And you know, I'm a Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio. I'm very mellow. And especially when working, I have to have either like little to no noise, or I have to have like music or something, like a YouTube video that's pleasant, you know, to listen to. This lady, because Mercury rules the hands and Aries is very aggressive, she would be pounding her fist like on the desk, bam, bam, bam. Like it did remind me of like Bam Bam from was it the Flintstones? That little boy Bam Bam with the, you know, the club, little cave boy. I was like, yo, like what's this lady's deal? Mercury and Aries, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, why? Oh my God. One of the reasons why I had a nervous breakdown there, man. So yeah, some people may be like, with their hands, you know, be a lot more aggressive with their hands and talking with their hands like this, you know what I mean? But it is a good time to just be super action oriented, maybe get out and exercise and actually enjoy it with planets moving into Aries. So yeah, that's on the 6th of March, pretty much for the whole month. These planets will be in the sign of Aries. On the 17th of March, there's a couple things going on. Mars moves into Capricorn. So Mars is aggression, anger, action, you know, your initiative, your drive, all of that stuff is Mars, and it moves into Capricorn. So Mars was in Sag for a while. Sag is a fire sign, and yeah, Mars in Sagittarius. You know, I don't really like to bring up a lot of things to do with like politics and religion and race and all that stuff that makes people just argue endlessly and pointlessly, but I will tell you that the whole thing with like the school shootings and there being an increase of that, Mars and Sagittarius did have something to do with it, because Sagittarius rules schools and Mars is anger. And then a lot of these kids they were born in the Pluto and Sagittarius generation. So Mars was hitting up their Pluto, lighting it up. And Pluto, it does rule death and it does rule destruction. And it rules like plotting things and stuff like that, plotting revenge and, you know, getting those vengeful feelings, like acting upon it. Mars is action, and then Pluto is like silently plotting revenge and harboring these like evil feelings and stuff. Yeah, that was activated by Mars, unfortunately, and that's why we saw those events. But yeah, Mars in Sagittarius, people may have been a little bit more like leap before you look. You know what I mean? Because Sag is such a believer in everything is going to work out. And then when you pair that with Mars, which is action, well, you know, a lot of people could have been like a little bit more accident prone and clumsy and stuff. But still, you know, it's in a fire sign, action oriented, getting things done, having a belief and a optimism that what you do is going to work out. But, you know, it's in a good way. Like, you have to always be careful with Sag energy to not overdo things. But at the same time, it's like such a dope energy for like going after your goals, you know? So a lot of people could have been feeling that. But now it moves into Capricorn. And Capricorn is all about goals as well. But it's more like you climb the mountain. No matter how hard the job is, you're like, you know, you climb that mountain. It's like it's a representation of Capricorn is a goat. So it could be a mountain goat. You know, have you seen those pictures of mountain goats? Like, they're like, you know, stacked up on this mountain, like all weird in these weird positions. But it's like whatever it took to get up there, they were willing to do it. So when you think about Capricorn, think about that. Think about climbing a mountain. And if there's like boulders coming down, you're going to dodge them, dodge them, dodge them. Or you're going to catch them and you're going to throw them on your back and keep it moving. That's Mars and Capricorn. So we could all be more goal oriented, more slow. It slows down. Mars is actually exalted in Capricorn, and I think that's really cool that it's exalted. Exalted means it's said to do its best in that sign. So because of that, yeah, Mars does really well energetically in the sign of Capricorn. It takes its time. It thinks about what it wants to do. It plots, it strategizes, it plans. So if you have any long-term goals, especially financial ones, because this is an earth sign and the earth signs do rule money, this is a good time to plan those things out, you know, like your retirement, your 401k, your IRAs, your savings plans and stuff like that for achieving goals in the future. Yeah, this is a really good energy to really bring that out and to participate in that. So Mars and Cap, so this is going to be in a square aspect to Mercury and Venus in the sign of Aries, because Aries is just like, you just go, you just do, you don't even think, you just do. But Capricorn is, no, wait a second, now we got to think, hold on, what about the consequences of this, that, or the other, you know? So Mars and Capricorn is kind of like an old man, like with the pace that it moves in. It's like an old man that's like, hold on, wait a second. You know, and Capricorn can also rule worry a lot of times, like worrying about if things are gonna, you know, go right, or well, worrying about doing the right thing. Making sure you're doing the right thing is Capricorn. So it doesn't move as fast as Aries. So the ruling planet of Aries, which is Mars, is in the sign of Capricorn, which is like slowly but surely wins the race and gets to the top. So that energy can be a little bit frustrating. It could be kind of like we're driving, one foot on the brake, one foot on the gas, like back and forth like this. It can feel like that sometimes this month, but Mars and Cappy, really good for financial plans and going after financial goals. And for anything, not even just finances, but anything that you have as a goal, like just going after it, planning it out, strategizing, being really smart about things before you do them. And then also on the 17th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So this is going to be the last of Pisces season, is this new moon, because after that, you know, then the sun moves into Aries, and then we start having different things go on in different signs. So anyway, a new moon, it's at 26 degrees of Pisces, and it's in a conjunction with Chiron. So Chiron is an asteroid. It rules, it's called the Wounded Healer. So it rules where we could have our biggest pain in life, where we could be hurt, where we could have a soft spot that it's easily hit, it's easily bruised, you know? What this means is, you know, new moons are times of, yeah, new beginnings, like seeds are being planted for new growth for things. But I always find that there's something that has to be let go of first in order to allow for new ground to be laid and cultivated and stuff like that. There is going to be, for a lot of people, themes based around letting go of old wounds, of old pain. It could be of anything, and this is in a water sign, so it's like uberly emotional. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, emotions, yuck, I'm allergic, like I don't want to deal with those. But for everybody, there's going to be something that you need to heal from, you know, that could be emotional, and you do have to face it in order to move on and allow yourself like some new stuff to come into your life, like Pisces theme stuff. Like Pisces, it rules our dreams, like dreams that we have that seem unattainable, but if we really put them to work, you know, put them to action, realistically, we can make them real. Living the dream of like being able to just buy anything that you want by having this dream job. Not even just buy anything that you want, but like if your dream is to travel the world, if your dream is to be an artist, if your dream is to be an architect, if your dream is to get a promotion, but like it seems kind of like far away and distant, those dreams are very like Piscean, you know, anything that's really far away that seems unattainable. So we could be letting go of like any insecurities that have to do with achieving those dreams. Also letting go of illusions too. This isn't in a conjunction as far as like the degrees and all the nerdy math stuff of astrology to Neptune, but it's still in the same sign. It's still having the themes of Neptune based in this full moon. Of maybe there's some people that they were so like blinded by something or someone, and it could be painful to let go of it, but you have to let go and then move on. So that's going to be a really big theme with this, you know, this new moon in Pisces. Don't be scared though, okay? Like don't think, oh my god, oh, my world is ending and I'm just gonna be crying and all this stuff. Not everybody. It could be like, it depends on your sign. And I usually do new moon and full moon live streams, so I will definitely, as long as there's nothing major going on in my family at that time, like if I don't have to go out of town or anything like that, hey, even if I do go out of town, maybe I'll like film, like I'll bring my laptop, I'll film from my car. I mean, whatever. But I usually do live streams or something covering this. So I will cover every sign and let everybody know what area of life this is going to be happening into, where they may have to like let go of something, heal from something, or whatever. So that's on the 17th. Then on the 23rd, this is when Mercury goes retrograde. Okay, so here's the thing though. Mercury goes retrograde on a certain day, and for those who don't know what Mercury retrograde means, it's when Mercury, it's coming to a standstill, and then it starts rotating backwards, or there's the illusion of it rotating backwards. But Mercury rules things like our communication, the way that we get around, like driving, walking, riding the bus, riding a bike, all that stuff. how we commute, okay, and how we communicate. That's all Mercury. And our thinking processes too, especially our logical thinking, our rational thinking, that's all Mercury. So when it goes retrograde, it's going backwards. That means that your thinking is not as forward. It's not like going as smoothly. Like all the gears up there are like they stop and then they start going backwards. Before it goes retrograde though, it goes into a shadow period. That's what we call it, the shadow period. Like 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks before the retrograde actually happens. And that's what, because Mercury, when it's in shadow, is when it's slowing down. It's slowing down, and so it's still not like the orbit is a little wonky, you know what I mean? It's not still like normal, how it normally is moving and operating and ruling over our thoughts and our everything. So Mercury in shadow, I would say, let's see, it starts on the 23rd. So 2 weeks before that, maybe like around like the 9th or something of March. But you know what? We're already in the first few days of March and I already have seen some stupidity, some Mercury retrograde, dumb stuff. Every time Mercury is retrograde or in shadow, my phone, and mind you, I've had a couple different iPhones, okay? And the same thing happens every time. The headphones don't work. I have the, what's it called? The lightning port headphones. And I also have like the regular headphone jack. None of them work whenever Mercury's in shadow or retrograde. And this has already started happening like since yesterday. So I think Mercury may already be in shadow. And a couple other people like, yeah, I had some technological difficulties and this and that. So it may already be in shadow, you guys. But yeah, Mercury will be in shadow. And then on the 23rd, it actually goes retrograde, starts moving backwards. This is going to be until I think like the 15th or 16th of April. And then after that, it'll be in a shadow period again for 2 weeks where it's trying to move forward again, you know, but it's not all the way forward. So I would say from March through the whole month of April, just count that as Mercury retrograde, okay? So what do you need to do? Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your dog, hide your cat. I'm just kidding. No, but you need to make sure that your phone is protected, okay? You have insurance, you have a screen protector, you have a case. Also, iPads, any devices that you use for communication, for technology, make sure that they are protected, you know, all ways that you can have them protected. Your vehicles, make sure that they're tuned up, that they're operating properly, that the tires are aired up, all that good stuff. Yo, I'm crossing my fingers for that. Just make sure that everything is intact, prepare that way. But also keep in mind Mercury retrograde. So this is when communication is not really on point. Okay, so if people are not really pronouncing things right or their spelling is off, and I always know typos. Typos are huge with Mercury retrograde. Like, hey, I'm a 6th houser, so we're really like meticulous about spelling and everything. But I'm telling you, I look like hella illiterate when I am typing on my phone during a Mercury retrograde. It's ridiculous. Like, I look stupid, like, me no speak. You know what I'm saying? Be patient with people during Mercury retrograde because it's not like they're dummies, okay? Now, with it being in the sign of Aries, and Aries is very forward and it speaks quickly. When Mercury is in Aries, it speaks quickly and doesn't always think before it speaks. Just keep that in mind, that some people may just like say things like blah, and then like a second later be like, oh wait, oh snap, I said that, like my bad. It's gonna be hard to have patience when Mercury's in Aries in general, but when Mercury's retrograde, it's like frustrating, and then it's paired with Aries energy, which could be easily like, you know, flustered and frustrated and stuff. Definitely keep that in mind and try really hard to be patient. But yeah, just keep in mind that misunderstandings can occur, and very quickly, and as quickly as they occur is as quickly as they could end. Lastly, on the 31st of March, this is when we have a full moon in the sign of Libra. So this is once again a full moon. It's the moon in one sign and then the sun in the opposite sign. So Libra and Aries are opposite each other. So that means there's going to be the sun in Aries along with Mercury, along with Venus, and then we've got a moon in Libra. It's not going to be in conjunction with anything, but I think it might be square Mars and Capricorn. Another moon square Mars, man. So yeah, there could be some frustration with this full moon. So full moons, they bring things to the surface, right? and they bring things that have been building up and building up and building up to the surface. Finally, it's just like, like a breaking point. Like, I can't take this anymore. So with that being said, this is Aries and Libra. Aries and Libra in general. Aries is me, myself, and I, the self, you know, what I want to do for me. What have you done for me lately? Aries is that type of thing. As a matter of fact, Janet Jackson is a moon and Venus in Aries. So yeah, what have you done for me lately? Okay, me. It's me, myself, and I. That's all Aries stuff. And then Libra is about other people, being concerned about what other people think, and partnering with other people, and talking to other people, worried about other people. Aries is the me and Libra is the we, you know, relationship. There could be some things that come to light that have to do with selfishness. Like, people are going to be saying, oh my gosh, you're so selfish, and like, I do all this stuff for you, and what about what you do for me? You know, you don't really do as much for me as I do for you, like that type of thing. There could be some conflicts with that, inner conflicts and conflicts with others. A full moon in Libra and square Mars too in Capricorn. Ooh, yeah, this is a cardinal energy, which is about initiation and getting things done. So try not to get too frustrated if things do not go your way, as you know, because like I said, Libra can like worry a lot about what other people think. And I see this full moon is like having frustrations with that, like being afraid to put things out there or do things or show things off or say things because, oh, I don't know, what'll other people think? And the Aries part of it just wants to say, yeah, just do it, just go for it, just say it, you know. And Libra's like, well, I'm not sure, and I gotta weigh out the pros and cons. I gotta see if it's gonna be suitable, if people will like it, you know. And then that Mars in Capricorn is like rolling its eyes, like, oh my gosh, Libra, for real, like, come on, just do it. Those type of themes could be brought to light with this full moon. A full moon in Libra, yeah, it's really telling you like, don't really care too much about others, like with what they think, okay, with being accepted by other people. Aries is about the self, the identity. So, you know, it could be about like just accepting you as who you are and not worrying about the opinions of other people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the full moon in Libra on the 31st, and I will be here to cover that, to let you guys know how it's going to affect every sign. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on this month in March. We had that full moon in Virgo. You guys let me know how that worked out for you, what was going on. We have Mercury and Venus moving into Aries, so Aries season is beginning. Then we have Mars in Capricorn. So this is going to be a month of like letting go of stagnation and fears of not being accepted, and just going after things, just doing them. You know what I'm saying? And then the new moon in Pisces is going to help us to let go of some stuff like that. Then Mercury retrograde, we need to, you know, of course, regular Mercury retrograde precautions. Then we have we're ending the month with the full moon. This is said to be a blue moon whenever we have 2 full moons in 1 month. This is the second month of 2018 to where we have that. So I guess it's supposed to be special and rare and really means something. So yeah, then we have that full moon. Also, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in Scorpio. I forgot to mention that. We're going to have Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio. I'm going to look up the date really quick. But Jupiter retrograde is basically, you know, Jupiter, it rules opportunities and going after things. And when it goes retrograde, those opportunities may not come to you as easily as they would when it's going forward, but you could have some things come back to you, some opportunities come back from the past that maybe you missed out on for one reason or another. You know, if you were like, oh no, you know, let's get past it or whatever, you just didn't go after it. Or maybe like something was retracted. For example, last year when Jupiter was retrograde, well, when it was like at a standstill, my husband was offered some kind of like job promotion or something like that. And then when Jupiter started moving backwards, and they said, oh, you know what? Never mind. We retract that offer for whatever reason. So, you know, it could be some things being retracted, yeah, but also could be some things coming back from the past, like opportunities that, well, like I said, you know, they were skipped over, they were missed for whatever reason. And now you can review them, revise, retro, you know what I mean, and see what's the deal with them. Also, Jupiter retrograde, yeah, it's gonna last for about 4 months in the sign of Scorpio. So this starts on March 10th. March 10th, 2018 is when it initially goes retrograde, but even before that, it's slowing down. And then it said that Jupiter retrograde is like Jupiter is even closer to the Earth during this time. So because of that, there's still chances of opportunities. It's not like, oh, my opportunity was missed and snatched away. No, there's still other things you can go after. So that's Jupiter retrograde. So yeah, that wraps up the month of March, guys. If you were looking for, what does it say about me, my sign? I'm sorry, I didn't go through all of that because then this video would have been like 5 hours long. This is just a generalization of the energy of the month. I may, if time permits, do separate videos for each of these transits to let you guys know how they're gonna affect every sign. But if I do not, my apologies. I still have a lot of readings to do and I have a lot of family stuff. Speaking of readings, yes, if you would like a reading with me, go ahead and book with me on IndigoMoonAstrology.com. Once again, the link is below. I am gonna have natal chart readings on special, and don't forget I still have tons of other readings. Like, I still have to tell you guys my North Node and South Node story about my past life. It's some trippy stuff, you guys. So if you would like your own North Node and South Node, like a life purpose, your karmic destiny, all that stuff, go to the specials page on my website under the rates of services and the specials tab. Go under there and order one of those readings with me. I do mostly do recorded readings right now, and they are running like 2 to 3 weeks out as far as the delivery time. So if you have a lot of patience, then definitely book with me. But if Aries season is gonna get the best of you and you're just gonna be like, oh my god, I want my reading like right now within 5 seconds, maybe not. Maybe I'm not the reader for you, because I do put a lot of my energy into it, a lot of my intuition and my energy. So and I treat each one with lots of time, love, and care. So yeah, they are running 2 to 3 weeks out at this time, maybe a little longer if I have family stuff going on. So once again, if you've got the patience, book with me. I would love to read for you. So I will see you guys a little later when I do my next video, and hope you guys have a fabulous month of March. All right, take care of yourselves.